We begin with breaking news tonight. Firefighters battled flames at the Maplewood Estates mobile home park near 127th and Maple. I'm Jennifer Griswold. Craig is off tonight. Let's get right to reporter Maya Signs live at the scene. Maya?
Yeah, Jen, firefighters are still here on scene, and they were able to successfully put out the fire here at one of the trailers at Maplewood Estates near 127th and Maple, despite running into a fire hydrant that barely had any water. Now, residents here at the Maplewood Estates say they quickly came to assist their neighbor, who's the maintenance guy on property, after they saw his house in flames. Omaha Fire says at least 2 people were inside the home with their pets.
We were down with my sisters and my mom. We all ran outside to see what's happening. We saw smoke in the back, so we ran up the hill over there, and we came before the firefighters. And once we were seeing that, my mom started crying because she saw all of us run up here, and then the ambulance and the firefighters came in. It was pretty crazy. The man who was in the fire, he got his animal, 2 of his animals out, but one of them got stuck in there, and they're trying to help him breathe right now. But he's one of the maintenance guys, and he's a really nice guy, and so everybody's happy that he's out.
Fire officials say the fire was in the bedroom and the back part of the house. Battalion Fire Chief Bob McDonald says they did run into a delay in putting out the fire because they ran out of water in the first hydrant, which is privately owned and maintained by the property owners.
MUD does a real good job maintaining the hydrants out on the street. These hydrants in here are considered private, so the owners of the trailer park has to take care of them, and sometimes they're not maintained well. But the first hydrant we tagged, we ran out of water real quick.
Now, this isn't the first time firefighters have run into water problems here at the Maplewood Estates. In 2013, there was a trailer where there was 2 small children that died in a fire. At the time, the water pressure in the hydrant across from the street where it occurred, the water pressure there was too low. Now, the Nebraska Humane Society and the Red Cross did show up here to assist here in the last half hour. Earlier in the evening, Omaha Fire did tell us that one of the cats did die. They just told us right before we went on air that they were able to bring that cat back to life, so there is good news for the resident there. Jen, back to you.
New at 10 on 3 News Now. Students at St. Albert Catholic School in Council Bluffs are getting an unexpected long weekend. Due to an electrical fire, administrators have been forced to cancel classes tomorrow and on Friday. The Child Care Center will also be closed. The fire broke out late this afternoon during electrical maintenance work. The school says the building is required to be closed when electrical service and fire alarm systems are interrupted. Updating breaking news from earlier tonight, a shooting investigation turns into a homicide investigation. Tonight, Omaha police report the victim in this afternoon's shooting in South Omaha has died. Police and paramedics were called to a home near 48th and Y just after 4 o'clock. They found 32-year-old Matthew Johnson shot. Police are still looking for a suspect, but say there's no major threat to the community at this time.
Upon arrival, they did locate one adult male who had been injured by gunfire. That male was transported to an area hospital for treatment of his injuries.
He died at Nebraska Medicine. Again, police have not made any arrests. They are speaking with people who were in the area and may have seen or heard something. An update on the investigation into the death of Sydney Loof. The FBI tells us investigators have wrapped up their work in Clay County for now. The 2 persons of interest in the case, 51-year-old Aubrey Trail and 23-year-old Bailey Boswell, remain in the Saline County Jail on federal warrants. We caught up with many in the town of Neely last night as the high school held a fundraiser for the Loof family. It's just one of several events planned to honor and remember Sydney. They include a candlelight vigil Saturday night in Lincoln at the Sunken Gardens near 27th and Capitol Parkway. That starts at 5. A grand jury finished its review of the in-custody death of 29-year-old Zachary Bearheels. We reported last night that the grand jury tacked on an additional charge against former police officer Scotty Payne. The panel found enough probable cause to criminally charge Payne and Ryan McClarity for the June 5th incident. Payne used a stun gun on him 12 times near 60th and Center. An autopsy showed Bearheels died from excited delirium. The man who sent prostitutes to his neighbor's house in Elkhorn now faces federal child pornography charges. Douglas Goldsberry is scheduled to make his initial appearance tomorrow afternoon. According to court documents, Goldsberry had a hard drive with a pornographic image of a minor. Last month, a Douglas County judge sentenced Goldsberry to 4 years in prison after he pleaded no contest to 1 count of pandering.
Now, your Weather Alert First Forecast.
Temperatures continue to drop across the area tonight. We're already down to 20 degrees here in Omaha, 19 in Tacoma, Denison 18, and 16 in Norfolk. That's because a cold front that arrived earlier in the day that produced the flurries and even some light snow showers continues to move down to the south, but that allows that really cold air that's been hanging out back in Canada to just spread to the south. Check out these numbers. George Island at 9, 15 in Regina, 9 in Bismarck. But parts of Canada are experiencing almost spring-like weather, 30s, 20s, even 40s. It's warmer in Juneau right now than it is here in Omaha. It's 48 degrees there, even warmer than Anchorage. Look at this, 30 degrees in Anchorage, and we're at 20 degrees, so 10 degrees colder. The big weather headline for us across the area will be the strong gusty winds. They have increased up to 30 miles an hour right now, making it feel like it's 4 when you step outside. The wind chill readings are going to be bitterly cold tomorrow morning. I'll have the latest numbers coming up here in just a little bit.
As you can tell by tonight's temperatures, you're about out of time to get your car ready for winter. It's a good idea to make sure your car is equipped to deal with the snow and ice. Check the fluids, tires, and emergency kits to make sure there's everything you need in case of an emergency. 3 News Now traffic reporter Max Tarleton has more on how to prepare tomorrow in our series What's Driving You Crazy on 3 News Now this morning. Omaha native Chicago Cardinal Blaise Cupich is wrapping up his visit to Puerto Rico. He went there on behalf of Pope Francis. The pontiff asked Cupich to pass on his deep concern to the victims of Hurricane Maria. Homes there remain in shambles. Electricity and fresh water are in short supply. Cardinal Cupich sent out this tweet on his last day in the U.S. territory, quote, "Please pray with me and the Holy Father for our Puerto Rican brothers and sisters that they may return to a normal, decent life soon. God will give them the spiritual strength, but we need to do our part and provide them with supplies and hope." The FBI has created a new task force along with state and local agencies to investigate fraud in disaster relief and recovery efforts. Dozens of fires ripped through Northern California in mid-October, more than 8,000 structures and 245,000 acres of land up in flames. As of late October, property damage claims exceeded $3 billion. The Northern California wildfires were the deadliest in state history, killing 44 people. Meanwhile, wildfires continue to rage in the Los Angeles area, and high winds are making it difficult for firefighters to stop them. Combined, the fires have destroyed tens of thousands of acres and nearly 200 buildings, and conditions are expected to get much worse. Danielle Nottingham has the latest from LA.
Flames and smoke continue to engulf parts of Southern California, hours before the powerful Santa Ana winds picked up.
The wind is expected to kick up in some places to 70 miles an hour. That's hurricane force winds.
This fire just got way bigger. It's now on the freeway.
Those winds helped fan a new wildfire Wednesday near the 405 freeway in Los Angeles. As helicopter crews made water drops on hot spots in the area, firefighters on the ground raced to save multi-million-dollar homes in Bel Air.
I go over here, the whole mountain is on fire.
Thousands of people were forced to evacuate, leaving much of their possessions behind.
With multiple wildfires burning here in Southern California, resources have been stretched thin. Firefighters have requested more assistance as they continue to battle the flames.
We have resources coming as far away as Northern California. We made requests to our regional partners through surrounding states and the western part of this country.
The largest fire in the region is burning in Ventura County, where more than 65,000 acres have burned. The air quality has gotten so bad, residents there are wearing masks.
This is it's kind of like nuclear winter, I guess.
Fire officials have warned residents throughout Southern California to be ready to evacuate, with weather conditions expected to get even worse. Danielle Nottingham, CBS News, Los Angeles.
2017 has been California's worst fire season on record. December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy. Those famous words from President Franklin D. Roosevelt still ring loudly and clearly to this very day. Tomorrow is the 76th anniversary of the attack on Pearl Harbor, which launched the U.S. into World War II. In remembrance of those who lost their lives that fateful day, Governor Pete Ricketts has announced all U.S. and Nebraska flags to be flown at half-staff in honor of Pearl Harbor Day. Astronaut Peggy Whitson will return to her home state of Iowa this week. Whitson is the only woman to have commanded the International Space Station twice. She's also the only woman to go on 10 spacewalks, and during her 2 missions spent a total of 665 days in space. Whitson will be the guest of honor at Friday's Celebrate Iowa Gala in Des Moines, which is a fundraiser for Iowa historical organizations. An Omaha landmark says it will close its doors next month. Omaha's largest locally owned and operated outdoor store, Canfields, says it's going out of business. Owner Scott Marble says 3 big reasons played into the decision. Boy Scouts of America stopped its distributor deal in December 2015, which accounted for about 15% of sales. And online retailers and warmer winters have also hurt the business. Marble says they've appreciated the customer support over the years.
It was our privilege to be able to help people and improve their experiences in the outdoors. So we just we thank them for allowing us to take part in their experiences.
Canfield opened 71 years ago and was located at 24th and Cumming for 30 years before moving to 87th and Center in 1994. President Trump drops a bombshell recognizing Jerusalem as Israel's capital, why he thinks this was a good move and why critics say it's a dangerous decision.
At KMTV3, we believe every child should receive a gift for the holidays. And that's why we're partnering with the Salvation Army for the Angel Tree Toy Drive. Drop off a new unwrapped toy at our KMTV3 studios or at one of these locations across the metro. Your donation will help give children toys and smiles this holiday season. The Salvation Army Angel Tree Toy Drive. Go to 3newsnow.com for a full list of suggested donations and drop-off locations.
It's Yonkers Santa Fest, this Saturday from 11 to 3. Come visit with Santa, enjoy fun activities, enter to win prizes and more. Plus save 30% on kids' apparel and accessories all day. Yonkers, better brands, bigger savings.
So, the game?
Yeah. Could have used more points.
The only thing more awkward than having the conversation about retirement living is not having the conversation about retirement living.
Points. Points are good.
The Ford year-end sales event is here.
We're gonna find a spot.
We'll find a spot.
Really good. Yeah, they're behind me. Here I am.
Did the Fusion just do that?
Fusion just stopped on its own.
Whoa.
That's Ford, America's best-selling brand. Hurry in for 0% financing for 72 months across a full lineup of Ford cars, trucks, and SUVs. Now on Fusion, get 0% financing for 72 months plus 1,000 Ford credit cash or 4,000 cash back. Hurry in to your Midwest Ford dealers.
It's Yonkers Santa Fest, this Saturday from 11 to 3. Come visit with Santa, enjoy fun activities, enter to win prizes and more. Plus save 30% on kids' apparel and accessories all day. Yonkers, better brands, bigger savings.
The 3 News Now Mobile Storm Tracker, sponsored by Jensen Tire and Auto.
President Trump fulfilled a campaign promise and officially recognized Jerusalem as Israel's capital. The move is popular with the president's evangelical base, but faces criticism around the world. Weijia Zhang has more from the White House.
President Trump reversed decades of U.S. policy, recognizing Jerusalem as Israel's capital.
This is a long overdue step to advance the peace process.
The president says he's starting the multi-year process of moving the American embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem and asked the region to show restraint.
We cannot solve our problems by making the same failed assumptions and repeating the same failed strategies of the past.
Jerusalem is Israel's holiest city, but also home to one of Islam's holiest sites, and the Palestinians want East Jerusalem as their own capital.
The president's announcement fulfills a campaign promise to his evangelical Christian supporters who believe the Jewish state is a biblical prophecy.
Vice President Pence, a Christian conservative, urged the president to make the decision, but it went against the recommendations of some in the administration, like the Secretary of State. Israel is pleased and thinks the move will advance the peace process.
There is no peace that doesn't include Jerusalem
as the capital of the State of Israel.
But Arab leaders are warning of the fallout.
Ignoring the Palestinian Muslim and Christian rights in Jerusalem will only fuel further extremism and undermine the war against terrorism.
Protests have already started in the West Bank and Gaza. The UN Security Council has called an emergency meeting for Friday. Weijia Zhang, CBS News, the White House.
Some Palestinian groups have called for Day of Rage protests on Friday, the Muslim holy day. There are increasing calls tonight for Minnesota Senator Al Franken to resign as another woman comes forward with claims he sexually harassed her. Today, a former congressional aide said Franken tried to kiss her without her consent in 2006, 2 years before he became senator. As of right now, 10 Democratic senators are asking Franken to step down, including New York Senator Kirsten Gillibrand.
I do not feel that he should continue to serve. Everyone will make their own judgment. I hope they do make their own judgment.
A total of 7 women have made claims against Franken, who plans to announce whether or not he will resign tomorrow. If he does, he will become the second member of Congress to quit after recent sexual misconduct claims. Michigan Congressman John Conyers retired effectively immediately yesterday. Nebraska Senator Ben Sasse told CBS reporters he thinks current political parties stink and criticized the RNC for donating to Roy Moore's Senate campaign in Alabama.
It's pretty obvious that these political parties stink. They're terrible. The American people aren't impressed with these parties. They don't think they have their long-term future interests at heart.
Moore faces accusations of sexual misconduct while he was a judge. Sasse also criticized the RNC for restoring support after Moore was endorsed by President Trump on Monday. A university overseas says they not only broke a record, they shattered it. We'll show you where and for how long. One professor says a rainbow was visible in the sky.
And the temperature plunge continues across the area. Council Bluffs at 19, Swanson Park, even around the Elkhorn area, down to 17. It's going to be a chilly start in the morning. I'll show you how cold after the break.
During the Renewal by Andersen White Christmas event, buy one window, get one 40% off, guaranteed.
But wait, if it snows 2 inches or more on Christmas Day, your windows are free.
Hurry, only purchases between now and December 14th qualify. Call Renewal by Andersen today.